Good morning everyone, today is another pre-maintenance checklist video, which means we're going over all of the different campaigns which are ending with the coming maintenance. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the first thing I want to go over is, of course, the keyword. The keyword is gods_b_operative. Keep in mind that all has to be in lowercase. Just type that in, you'll get 50 star gems as well as a weapon camo, I believe. I kind of forgot what the reward was, but nevertheless, this is the last gift that David has for all of us. So please make sure to actually use the keyword. So the very first thing I want to go over is, of course, the Super Genesis Festival. The first part of it is actually going to be ending. So there are several campaigns which you do need to actually pay attention to. The first campaign that is ending is going to be the Super Genesis Gifts Part 1. All you need to do is log in, all right? So the moment you log in, you get all of these goodies immediately. So if you haven't logged in this month, I highly recommend that you do log in, since you do get 15 end color change passes as well as 15 days material storage for free simply by logging in. You don't actually need to do anything in game, just simply logging in will give you all of these goodies. So please make sure to pick this up. The next campaign that is ending is the super new and returning Arks Call to Arms campaign. Now this does require you to have a Twitter account or an X account. And what you need to do is click on the online Arks ID generator. It'll make an image for you and you simply post it on Twitter or on X with the hashtag NGS Super Genesis Festival and you're good to go. And just by doing that, you'll be rewarded a bunch of cosmetic items over here, all the Persona stuff, as well as 10 Winter 2023/2024 special scratch tickets, as well as 100 star gems. Now you don't get these items immediately. We do have to wait until early January of next year before we actually get these items. But you know, if you do want any of these items, just make sure that you do that on your Twitter account or on your X account. Now, another thing that is going away is the Super Treasure Scratch. You may have noticed that it says over here that it actually goes away last week on the 20th of December. However, the scratch itself is going away on the 27th, which is the coming maintenance. So you want to make sure that you actually use all of your Treasure Scratch tickets before the maintenance, because after the maintenance, the actual banner will go away and all of the scratch tickets that you saved up will become absolutely useless. So you do want to make sure that if you have not used your Treasure Scratch tickets, that you use them before the maintenance. I will probably be using mine tomorrow. Another campaign that is also ending is the super pre-announced Urgent Quest and Boost campaign. So this does apply to all of our Urgent Quest, where we do get the rare drop rate plus 100%, as well as the fixer rare drop rate plus 100%. And on top of those boosts, we can also do our Urgent Quest twice, as well as all the enemies have their HP reduced by 30%. So doing Urgent Quests are really fun right now because you're literally just bullying all of the bosses. And then on top of that, we also do have a schedule. So make sure to just take advantage of this since it does auto convert into your local time zone. I will leave a link to the schedule in the description below. But you know, by the time you're watching this video, you only got 2 to 3 days left of this Urgent Quest or of this campaign. So please take full advantage of it. The next campaign going away is the Steam Limited Winter Sale over here. So we do get 30% off for 1000 AC as well as 10,000 AC. So this is pretty nice. Now do keep in mind this is a one-time purchase and it is limited to the Steam platform. So if you do need AC, which I probably do need, because remember there is a new scratch coming out on the 27th, I might actually buy this. It's a lot of money in my personal opinion. But I really do want some of the fashion pieces as well as the motion dashes, the EX variants, so I might be forced to actually swipe and purchase this package right here for this 10,000 AC. Now, something that is not going away yet is going to be the Use Your Salon to Your Heart's Content campaign. Luckily, this stays until the end of January, so we have like an entire extra month to take full advantage of this. This is super nice, and honestly, I think this should be a permanent feature. The salon should just always be free instead of forcing us to use the salon passes as well as the color change passes. I really think they should just remove that and just allow us to do whatever we want in this salon for free. It would just make life a lot easier. But with all of that out of the way, the next thing I want to talk about are, of course, some scratch tickets which are going away. The first one is the motion revival scratch over here. So if you did want any of these motion items, you might want to pick them up soon, as prices will go up eventually when supply runs out. The next scratch that is also going away is the Rewind Collection December 2023. If you do like my current look over here, you can get the set piece over here. So that is the actual outfit over here. The outfit name that I'm currently wearing is called the Pure Wind Hermit Fox /2. Now I believe you can't get the /2 variant, you can just get the regular one over here, but nevertheless you can always use the color change pass to change the color. The /2 variant is blue, which is the current color that I'm wearing. I believe the default one is red, but you can always change the color with a color change pass anyway. Again, I want to remind everyone that the treasure scratch will be going away, as you can see right here, December 27th. So make sure to actually use all of your treasure scratch tickets that you've been farming up the past 2 weeks, because if you don't use them, well, they just become useless. Now, with all of that out of the way, the next thing I want to talk about are the Arks Record badges. As we can see this week, there are actually 2 different variants of Arks Record badges. So you can actually get up to 40 Arks Record badges by just participating. So please make sure to take full advantage of that, because you're going to need a lot of Arks Record badges, especially if you're trying to min-max star gems, because you can actually exchange your Arks Record badges for star gems. So that is pretty nice. The first one is Halphinale Lake Board Stage 1. So obviously this is located in Halphinale Lake. So that is literally up here. You just teleport here and there is an actual little panel that you can interact with to do the board race. The second one is called Narrow Cage. Now you do have to do this solo, and you do need to be Bouncer main class in order to participate. But as you can see over here, Narrow Cage is located in Retem. You just need to go a little bit north and you'll see it right here. You simply just run it as Bouncer main class and you're good to go. You don't have to use Bouncer weapons, by the way. If you just want to participate and you're just really lazy like myself, you can run Bouncer main class with like a Braver subclass and just use a katana and complete it, because you know, you're not racing for any score or any times or whatever. You just want the participation reward. Now, as I said earlier, the reason why you want all of these Arks Record badges is because you can actually exchange them for star gems. You can exchange for 30 star gems every single week, but it's going to cost you 40 Arks Record badges in order to purchase all of the star gems. But you know, we get 40 by just participating, so that is pretty nice. Now, of course, as I said many times before, there are a bunch of weapon camos. I highly recommend picking up the Alsanquium Almaty over here, because this is a color variant. Of course, if you want the other color variants, you can do so as well. You know, this one is pretty nice, it's blue, and this one is like a light shade of green. So they do change your photon art colors, which is pretty nice. So if you do want that, make sure to pick these up. The next thing I want to remind everyone is the Growthment Exchange. Please take full advantage of this, especially the customization disc Bs. So the melee, the range, as well as the techniques. As you can see, I've actually bought all of them already. The regular A variants over here, you can actually purchase all of these too if you want. I think I actually bought all of them. Yeah, I actually did, because I have so much Growthment. I literally get like 135 Growthment every single day by just doing Lucille Exploration once, as well as Darkfall Solus and Darkfall's Aegis. Like, the rewards are actually pretty insane with the amount of Growthment you get. So I end up with like 800 to 900 Growthment a week by simply just running those 3 things every single day. So I can pretty much afford everything, including all of the LC capsules over here. So make sure that you purchase all of these as well. You know, Halphinale, Giga Maste, you know, High Ale Domina, Gladiosol. There's a whole bunch of really nice ones. Now, will we see the Lux Halphinale LCs come in anytime soon? Personally, I don't think we'll get it that quickly. It'll probably come in like a month later, or maybe even 2 months later. But yeah, so just stick with the Halphinales for now, because honestly, you don't need maximum potency. Most people who are using LC capsules, you know, the reason why you're using LC capsules is because they're accessible and they're inexpensive. And so, you know, just make sure that you actually buy out these capsules right here. You can skip the Mastery LC. As you can see over here, I'm still 10 out of 10 because, you know, I'm never going to use regular Mastery LC capsules, but all the other LC capsules, the other 4, definitely worth buying. Now, another thing they slid under the radar is actually arms refiners. You can actually purchase 20 arms refiners now. It does cost 500 Growthment for 20 of them, so that is like awfully expensive. But nevertheless, if you are desperate for arms refiners, you can buy them here. But honestly, just go to a combat zone. Literally, combat zones drop arms refiners like candy. If we look over here, you can see I have 351 arms refiners too by just grinding for like seasonal points. It's super easy. Literally every boss that you defeat will drop in arms refiners too. So yeah, you're gonna be swimming in these. And also, if you've been fighting a lot of the veteran enemies, they also give you a lot of Golden Prim Swords 2, Golden Prim Armors 2, and also Arms Refiners. So if you just want to farm veterans and you don't want to do combat zones, you can just farm the veterans as well and you get a ton of resources. Now, the next thing I want to cover is, of course, the Dread Scale Exchange. Please don't forget to pick up your Disc X over here. I'm actually going to do that right now. It will cost you 50 of these Dread Scales, but if you've done any veteran hunting, you probably have a butt ton of these Dread Scales. But that's pretty much the only thing I would pick up. There's a bunch of melee weapons, of course, you can exchange for, but honestly, if you've been fighting any veterans, you probably already have gotten melee weapons to drop, or just even the combat zones, they also drop there. So, you know, I wouldn't really waste my Dread Scales on melee weapons here unless you're super desperate and you just need a weapon now. But then again, you could just use the seasonal weapon, even though I know the seasonal weapon's not that great, but using it as a placeholder so that you don't need to waste your Dread Scales, because I would much rather save my Dread Scales for the weekly turn-in over here. Since 50 Dread Scales per week, it does add up pretty quickly, so I do recommend people to just hoard up on Dread Scales so that they can actually afford the Disc X every single week. The next thing I want to remind everyone is the Giga Strugment Exchange over here. Of course, you can pick up all of your Disc Bs over here, but again, it is going to cost you Giga Strugments. So if you don't have a ton of them, you know, you might want to be a little bit more cautious and not spend all of them on these, because Disc B do drop from veterans as well. So you can just farm that, but it's really up to you. And last but not least is, of course, the Aegis Integra Exchange over here. Of course, you want to pick up your Aegis Souls. Oh, I haven't actually done that yet. You want to pick up your Aegis Souls as well as all of your Dominas, because again, you want to build your Halphinales, because Halphinale prices have gone up since we do need them to craft the Lux Halphinales. So that is definitely very nice. So if we look at the Halphinale prices over here, you can see they have gone up. They're like 1 million, 1.1 million. At a time when they first came out, they were actually going for like 1.3, 1.4 million. It was actually pretty insane. But Halphinale prices definitely went up. And honestly, I think they are just going to continue to go up, especially if they do announce new armors and new weapons in the NGS headline. Then people are going to be stockpiling this because, well, you're going to need to upgrade and re-augment all of your new gear. And so people might consider going for the min-max type of augments with Lux Halphinale instead of just regular Halphinale. So it might not be a bad idea to start hoarding up a little bit of Halphinales. Personally, I'm against buying stuff to flip later. Personally, I just craft my own Halphinales. As you can see, I've got 21 Halphinales over here, and I can craft a whole bunch more. Let us actually check that now. And you can see over here that I have enough materials to craft a bunch of Halphinales. The only limiting factor is the Aegis Soul 4s that I'm currently bottlenecked at, because I do need to run Dark Falls Aegis a lot more. I really should be running that in order to get more Aegis Souls, since it does cost 30 of these Aegis Soul 4s for each Halphinale, which is it's kind of expensive. But nevertheless, as for all of the Dominas, I definitely have a surplus of them, so I'm not too worried about the Halphinales. And last but not least is, of course, your Alliance Badge Exchange Shop. Don't forget to actually pick up your Star Gems over here. This is another 30 Star Gems, so you can just pick that up very easy peasy. And again, if you still need Genesis points for whatever reason, you can also exchange for them here as well. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.